Parliament.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Mr Speaker, our Containers for Change program has been a roaring success, with Queenslanders literally cashing in on the program and doing their bit to help the environment. Whether it's students using it for some pocket change, adults who have discovered a new hobby, and even charities who've needed an extra income stream. 5.5 billion containers have now been recycled through refund points, with $540 million in refunds issued since it was launched in 2018. On top of that, $8.1 million in refunds has been paid to charities, community organisations and schools. Some around the state include Cairns, 345 million containers, returned 34.5 million. Townsville, 372 million containers returned, 37.2 million. Mackay, 249 million containers, 24.9 million. Gladstone, 98 million containers returned, 9.8 million. Rocky, 134 million containers, returning 13.4. Bundaberg, 190 million containers, 19 million returned. Sunshine Coast, 345 million containers, 34.5 million. And Ipswich, 106 million containers has returned, 10.6 million. Mr Speaker, before we introduced the program 4 years ago, only 18% of beverage containers were recovered and recycled. That's now 65%. It has stopped billions of containers from ending up in our waterways and environment, thrown millions of dollars behind local groups and supported upwards of 800 jobs at 359 facilities across our state. Currently, the Containers for Change program accepts most aluminium, gas, plastic, steel and liquid paperboard beverage containers between 150 mils and 3 litres. But today I have some good news for Queensland, Mr Speaker. As part of National Recycling Week, I can announce we're looking to expand it. We want to include glass, wine and spirit bottles to ramp up our recycling efforts and put even more money back into the pockets of Queenslanders. Mr Speaker, there will be 10 cents refundable for glass, wine and or a spirit bottle. I believe so, Minister, I believe so. Consultation on growing the scheme will start next month through to February next year. We want to make sure that any decision to expand the scheme to include wine and spirit bottles is one that is backed by the community and industry. But going by the amount of interest on social media this morning about it, it looks like it's going to be a very, very popular decision, Mr Speaker. Mr Speaker, last month our government held a housing summit to address the unprecedented housing pressures facing Queenslanders and, critically, to find solutions for thousands of Queensland families. As tens of thousands of families flock to Queensland from the southern states, we are seeing significant pressures on both the rental and property markets, as well as an increased demand for social and affordable housing. We are committed to putting unique ideas and proposals raised at the summit into unique actions for Queensland, solutions that can be achieved by working together. Mr Speaker, today I can announce some immediate action to address housing pressures. As I announced on the weekend, QBuild, the government's construction arm, will use modern prefabricated designs in a housing construction factory at Eagle Farm to help speed up the delivery of housing supply. We will establish the QBuild Rapid Accommodation and Apprenticeship Centre, the first of its kind in Queensland. And the Minister and I will be opening this brand new centre before Christmas, Mr Speaker. The centre will allow QBuild to construct prefabricated new homes for frontline nurses, teachers and police in regional and remote Queensland, taking pressure off regional rental and housing markets. It's something that the local mayors have also discussed with me, Mr Speaker. Mr Speaker, the initial target is to complete up to 80 homes in this financial year using modern prefabricated designs to speed up delivery. Specifically, this will deliver safe, affordable and appropriate social housing for workers and ultimately in the communities most vulnerable. Mr Speaker, under our government we have rebuilt QBuild, delivering on a program that started 3 years ago and now has hired 300 tradies, including 60 apprentices. That more than doubles the number of tradespeople in the organisation and achieves important targets for inclusion of women and Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander workers. It means we can also respond faster to rebuild and repair our schools, hospitals and social housing when they are impacted by natural disasters. I'm proud that our own QBuild, an organisation that is 160 years old and now that it has been rebuilt, can be part of such an innovative solution to housing pressures. Further actions from the Housing Summit will also be delivered in a report to be tabled in the Parliament later this month. Mr Speaker, our government released our ambitious, wide-ranging, world-leading Queensland Energy and Jobs Plan. Now we take the first important steps to ensure that we are well on our way by joining with Queensland's 6 publicly owned energy companies to recruit another 2,300 new energy sector workers over the next 3 years. A key focus of the plan is delivering good, secure jobs in traditional and emerging industries. We're going to need apprentices, engineers, electrical designers, labourers, admin staff and many, many more workers across the sector. Today I'm encouraging anyone who wants a career in energy, the best and the brightest from across the state, to be part of our energy transformation. We've launched a user-friendly jobs portal for Queenslanders who want to take part to begin their new careers, many of them in regional communities. This is a great opportunity for young people looking to enter a highly skilled career in the region where they live. Mr Speaker, the Energy and Jobs Plan will drive $62 billion in investment in Queensland's electricity system, including the country's biggest pumped hydro. It will turbocharge every corner of the state, boosting opportunities for highly trained energy professionals to live and work in regional communities. Those 2,300 new workers are needed to deliver renewable energy zones, develop new transmission infrastructure and connect large-scale pumped hydro projects. For example, Powerlink has a significant program of work to deliver as part of the plan, and it needs workers across all parts of the businesses, from liaising with communities and landholders to transmission line crews and network planners. Mr Speaker, these 2,300 workers will play a crucial role in underpinning Queensland's energy transformation. Finally, Mr Speaker, last week the tourism industry's who's who from across the state gathered for the annual Destination Q Forum, Queensland's leading tourism industry event. This year, 900 delegates gathered on the Gold Coast over the 3-day program to discuss the future of Queensland's tourism industry. As part of Destination Q, I launched our new ambitious tourism plan towards Tourism 2032, which will transform our tourism sector in the lead-up to the Games. This golden decade ahead equals golden opportunities. The Games will elevate our state as a must-see destination like never before, and our tourism industry needs to be ready. As part of this plan, we want to more than double our overnight expenditure to $44 billion by 2032. We are currently at $20.6 billion, so there is a big job ahead of us. But with the Games a beacon of opportunity, I believe we can achieve it. Mr Speaker, I also announced that 2023 as the year of accessible tourism, with $12 million in funding to back it. Part of our strategy is making sure we're a destination for everyone, including all abilities. I want to thank Dylan Alcott's brother Zach from Get Skilled Access, Hayley Brown from Vacaylib and Nick Morris, an Access consultant, for joining us for that special announcement. Zach said the news was like Christmas. To see a government and a state dedicate a year to accessibility is so impactful, not only what you're going to do, but you're already showing us a cultural symbol that you're accessible and inclusive and welcoming for people of a disability. Mr Speaker, similar to the Outback Tourism and Year of Indigenous Tourism, this will trigger investment and change to make our state as accessible as it can be. I want to thank the Tourism Minister and Assistant Minister for Tourism for attending all of these 3 days of the events, including the Queensland Tourism Awards on Friday night, now in its 37th year. Congratulations to all of this year's winners, including Currumbin Wildlife Sanctuary, who took gold for the major tourism attraction, Bundaberg Rum Distillery Visitor Experience for the Tourism Attractions category, Cooley Rocks On Festival for the major festivals and events, Outback Queensland Masters for the Festival and Events category, and Lady Elliot Island Eco Resort for the Steve Irwin Award for Ecotourism. The full list is on the QTIC website, and they now go on to the Australian Tourism Awards in March, where we wish them all the very best. I'd like to thank the Tourism Department, TEQ and QTIC for organising another successful Tourism Week, and note our ongoing partnership with QTIC signed at the event to deliver our new strategy. I'd also like to advise the House that Destination Q program will be held in Cairns next year, which I know that the Assistant Minister for Tourism is very excited about.